Hey, podcaster. It's Belle here. Look, tonight's show, oh my gosh, we had some dark bits, we had some light bits. We had some fun and asked the question, they stole what? And got some amazing stories. But we also opened up the forbidden folder and spoke to a pedophile hunter, which was really, really interesting. And then we went back to the light and talked about Eminem. So enjoy.
Live across Australia. This is Ben, Liam and Belle's
Late Drive on Nova.
What a way to kick off the week. Donald Trump, if you're new to the show, he does join us from time to time. He's been in the news a lot the last couple of days. He was found guilty in court. And then yesterday, all over social media, he appeared at the UFC, was treated like an absolute rock star. And he joins us on the show now.
Ben, Belle, I'm well. I had a wonderful evening at UFC 302.
Yes, Trump, we saw you there. People were going crazy for you. What was it like?
It was wonderful. It truly was. I was there with my friend Dana White. He runs the UFC and he has a woman's name.
He does.
Okay.
He does. So why were you there at the UFC?
To be honest, I was there because I'm planning on fighting soon. I'd like to put Sleepy Joe to sleep once and for all. Oh, yes, I'd beat his old white ass into submission.
Do you have a certain fighting style, Donald?
Look, my striking is solid. I have a good reach, but I'd probably try to get him to the ground with my BJJ. BJJ, do you know what that stands for?
What does it stand for?
Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
I thought there was going to be a joke there.
That was like big, juicy something.
Trump,
are you worried about your hair in the fight?
No, he wouldn't get near my hair. I'd roll him around on the mat, put him in an arm bar, let him have a breather, and then put him in a neck crank. You know what I'd do? I'd whisper in his ear, "Good night, Joseph. You're a loser. Trump's the winner."
Wow. You really thought it through.
Aside from like your hair, obviously, Trump, but another annoying thing is if you're fighting, you might get a little bit sweaty. I mean, no sweat makes fake tan run. What's your approach to that?
Okay, no, you've been cautioned. That's not Bondi Sands. I've told you this before. It's my natural skin. It's my complexion. I can't help it, okay? You're being a loser, quite frankly, okay?
Watch out, Bill. You might be next in the ring.
No.
We could be a pay-per-view event. I'd have his geriatric ass tied up into a pretzel. I like pretzels.
You like pretzels? Any other snacks you like?
What are those long Mexican donuts?
Churros.
I like them. I like churros.
Do you like cuisine from any other countries?
I like food from China. China. Sweet and sour pork. I can't get enough of the stuff. You know what I say about China?
What?
Love the food. Hate the leader. Xi Jinping. I don't like that man. I don't like him.
Maybe he could be your second fight.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if he's game enough to step into the octagon, I'd like to hit him with the Kimura.
All right, Trump. It's always good getting you on the show. Appreciate your time.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Well, they've caught a Pringle thief, Ben and Belle. There is a thief in the UK who was on a Pringle robbery spree. 17 different stores were robbed of their tubes of Pringles. It's like going on a Pringle heist, essentially. And he's quoted to say to police when he was finally caught, "Once you pop, you can't stop." And you can't argue with that. That's not a joke. He did actually say that, which is quite funny from him.
Sure, yeah, but you could just pay for it.
Oh, they're not that. Yeah, that's the thing. You steal like bars of gold because you can't afford that, or like money from a bank.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, Pringles, like, surely.
What, $3?
Yeah, I mean that's pretty cheap. That's pretty good.
These days, more like 5. 13, 24, 10. They stole what? Like, obviously, you know, people steal TVs and cars and that stuff. It's valuable.
Jewelry.
It has a big worth. But they stole what? Like, did someone break into your house or your car and just steal something that made you say, they stole what?
Maybe they went through your pantry. I don't know. Claire in Perth, you were broken into. They stole what?
Hi, yeah. So one time we had a thief roaming around the backyard, and we have a few valuable items out there. But for some reason, they stole my little kid's shell paddling pool.
Oh,
they're
yeah.
like $6.
Well, and to be fair, they do double up as sandpits.
Yes.
So that's sort of a 2-in-1. I can kind of see why he's gone for that, for sure. And like some of the furniture might be expensive and heavy.
And it's a core childhood memory, isn't it? Maybe he was going around and he saw it and went, oh my gosh, my childhood, and just whipped it away.
Claire, thank you very much for sharing. We appreciate you calling. 13 24 10. They stole what?
Jared in Melbourne, they stole what?
So my car was broken into last weekend, and the person stole a can of Rexona deodorant and a $2 coin.
Yeah, it's like the car is there to steal. Once you're in, if you know how to hotwire.
I guess, though, if they didn't have the keys, they've done the crime. They've broken into the car. They go,
Yeah.
what can I take? And most
Right.
cars have got a can of
So,
Rexona
yeah.
and a $2 coin.
Yeah. You think it was it wasn't like a crime of opportunity. He saw the Rexona and punched the window in. It was more just like that was all that. Did you have anything else valuable in there, Jared? Like any cash or like a phone or an iPod or something like that?
I did have a pair of Beats in there the night before, but I took that out, so I don't know if they had cased it and seen it the night before or something.
They came from the Beats, left with the Rexona. Megan in Sydney, they stole what?
My sister's breast milk ring. They came and just destroyed her room, and the only thing they went away with was a breast milk ring, which meant nothing to them but her.
Well, it may have.
When you say breast milk ring, do you mean like a breast milk pump, or do you mean like the pillow they use when they feed babies? What do you mean?
No, so after you reach a certain milestone, you can collect it yourself and put it inside a ring or a necklace or whatever.
Oh, so it was
as
like
a
purely
keepsake.
purely sentimental value, and they stole that.
Yes.
Oh, the worst.
Oh.
Just ransacked a room for nothing other than that. It was so bizarre.
Boys, look what I got.
Oh, breast milk ring. Yeah, maybe you had a couple of breast milk thieves on your hands. They're around. You gotta be careful. Charlie, what about you? What was stolen?
My car got broken into and they stole my tampons.
Hey, Charlie, when you need a tampon, though, you will do anything to get one. I get that. Wow.
Charlie, thank you very much. Keep these calls coming through, Australia. 13 24 10. They stole what? Sharon in Barisi, what did they steal?
Oh, they broke into my car. This was quite some time ago, and they took the Navman, the old style Navmans, but not the cord, and my whole family's movie world passes with our photos on them.
Oh, so they had to dress up as you to use the 3-park super pass.
And they couldn't get there because the Navman didn't have the cord.
That's the worst.
What about Nav, man?
Jess in Melbourne, they stole what?
Hey, they smashed my car window into a million smithereens, left with beautiful polarized sunglasses, and instead decided to go for a hospital pager.
Hospital pager? Yeah. That's like, oh, this looks expensive. Now they're just getting things about people's bowels being obstructed and clean up on level 4 code blue.
Jess, thank you very much. Andrea in Sydney, they stole what?
I was about 8 or 9, and it was just after Easter, and my nan had won this huge 3-kilo chocolate Easter egg that we hadn't eaten yet. Came in one night, bang, all gone, and all the other Easter eggs as well. So we had no chocolate whatsoever.
Oh.
Now, are we
Easter.
completely sure that was an intruder, or could that have been Dad?
Andrea, thank you very much.
Dan in Melbourne, they stole what?
So, years ago, my brother had a car, had a little Astra, and it got broken into. And instead of taking like the stereo and other things, they took a CD wallet with Christian music, the Bible on it, and sermons on it.
Right. So, they might have come out of it and sort of found God and sort of stopped their criminal ways.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Or they went to hell.
Well, it's probably the most likely thing.
Dana in Melbourne, good evening. What did they steal?
The glass panel from my passenger side mirror.
That's annoying.
I mean, if you're missing yours, you can just go grab somebody else's.
Maybe that's what happened, yeah.
Yeah. Cheaper than getting it fixed. Tony, what about you? What did they steal?
I was actually travelling overseas. It was the night that I came to the UK. They just unlocked my suitcase. They stole my used underwear.
Oh.
Where I travelled.
Mm-hmm.
So it was 17 to 20 hours
Really getting a picture here.
Yeah.
My hairbrush and my toothbrush.
Okay.
Yeah, you got yourself a creepo.
That's
So, hang on.
a freak. That's
was
a freak
this
there.
at the airport, Tony, or elsewhere?
No, this was in a hostel.
Yeah, right. Okay.
They were in the building.
I mean, anyone who's been just sitting, just marinating for 20 hours on a plane, you don't want to go near those jocks or those knickers.
Deirdre joins us in Sydney. What did they steal?
3 out of 4 bridesmaids stole my wedding presents on my wedding day.
No.
What?
They didn't.
They did. They did. It was over 20 years ago. Oh, somebody saw them put it in their car and then they drove home and I never saw them again.
So, hang on. So these were like mates of yours or like a sister or how did you know these people?
Mates, yeah. Grew up with them and, yeah, they weren't happy about the weather and a few other things. And
It's not your day, bridesmaids.
Control the weather.
Did they think that the presents are like for the whole bridal party or something? Like, did they just think, it's for all of us?
Oh man, I'm so sorry, Deirdre.
Yeah.
That's brutal.
It's all good. Marriage didn't last either, so...
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, dang.
I wonder if we could do, did you get a sign on the day? Like, was there a sign? Now you look back because you're divorced and you go, I should have seen the sign.
Yeah, when
my bridesmaids robbed me. Yeah. I knew the marriage wasn't going to last.
The weather was crap.
Deirdre, thank you very much. This is Post Malone, Morgan Wallen. I had some help. Unfortunately, you didn't, Deirdre, because your bridesmaids took off.
Hey, that's unnecessary.
With all your stuff.
She lived it. She's right. 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Fair
You're
game.
on Nova. The Forbidden Folder. Now, it's all the topics our boss has said no to, and we don't always have to do this, but specifically for this one, we do have to put a trigger warning on it. It's got some heavy themes.
Yeah, this evening's topic is pedophile hunters. You may have seen this online when people pose as kids and then they like talk to these like predators, and then they'll like confront them, call the police, and often it's not actually seen as a good thing by the police because it's sort of seen as like a vigilante act. And the guy we're about to speak to actually landed himself in some hot water in 2017 when he was doing this. And years later, this sort of trend has taken the world by storm again. Rich joins us now. Mate, why did you become a pedophile hunter?
In my very earlier life, I was abused myself, and I suppose I wanted to get back at them. And I did a little. I was watching online a few people all over Europe and England and America doing it, and I thought, geez, no one's done that in Australia. And I thought I created a profile just to test the waters, and I got hit up within about 10 minutes by several pedophiles.
Oh, wow.
So I thought I might meet actually one of them and see what happens and see if I could record it and then hand that to the police.
What was your background before that? Did you have any police background or anything like that?
No, just a general troublemaker, mate. That's it. Nothing to do with the police. And then obviously they hated me for doing what I did. They really tried to put the brakes on me in every possible way they could. So even though it wasn't illegal.
You said so you would meet with them and then you'd get the footage and then you take it to the police in the first instance. Obviously, like you said, they tried to stop you doing that. Then did you just keep doing it, but then you didn't bring the footage to them?
Yeah, look, to be honest, because it was a bit of a first, they didn't know what to do in terms of like the DPP in South Australia were trying to meet and come up with like an attack plan to stop me. And basically they came up with about 6 different made up ridiculous charges, including aggravated assault, stuff like that, which is, threatening jail time and stuff. Like they basically tried to bully me to stop, even though it wasn't illegal.
Obviously, it'd make your skin crawl when you're sort of talking to these rock spiders and that sort of thing. Like, and you mentioned that people were reaching out to you with your fake profile within 10 minutes. Was that hard, sort of getting into that space and talking with these people online before you actually met up with them?
Yeah, it was sickening, like literally revolting. But I was in it for about 2 weeks and did it like crazy. And then I kind of had to stop, not just because of the police pressure, just because you just couldn't. I don't think any human being can actually put themselves through having to chat with these people. I suppose what I tried to do initially is obviously tell the age of the child that I was pretending to be immediately, and give them several opportunities to make sure it's in black and white, that they had the opportunity to stop that conversation or to continue on, which made me realise that they are somebody worth meeting.
Rich, obviously mentioned it multiple times now, the police weren't for it. But what about the public, the general public? Were they supportive?
Yeah, absolutely. The public was amazing, and got a huge amount of support from the public. The police were taking my phones and everything off me, and people were coming forward and giving me free phones and cameras and stuff to use, and it was great.
Of all the people that you met through doing this, Rich, was there anybody that really stuck out to you? Maybe they were a father, or they worked with children, or were they all pretty much, you could tell that that's the kind of person they were?
One worked with children for the government. Another one turned out to be an old jiu-jitsu classmate's friend of mine who lived next door with his own 2 or 3 kids. So that was a bit close to home, and I'm glad we caught him as well.
What about when you actually confront these people? Like the things you've just said then, so you know what you know, then you confront these people. Talk us through that moment.
I suppose what I tried to do is just have everything completely recorded, and just tried to do everything within the law. I tried to be as calm as possible and know the law and stay within the law, and make sure that the camera was there to prove that I didn't touch them or do anything illegal. But I just tried to do a citizen's arrest, and of course call the police straight away. And of course, whilst I was recording, I tried to ask them as many questions, leading questions, so that they would convict themselves as well, because they knew it, that I had all of the evidence, and they knew that the previous things that they'd said before they got into that meet were very, very sexual. So I suppose it was all going to be seen by a judge. That wasn't until the police got on site, and they kind of stuck up for the pedophile and told me to piss off, that everything was not admissible because I wasn't a police officer.
So did any of the pedophiles that you were engaging with and you had video proof of, and you had obviously the messages recorded and all that stuff, did any of those pedophiles that you know of face prison time?
Yeah, we got, I think, 2 convictions within a week, which is really cool.
Would you do it again?
Mate, I'm trying to focus on being a good civilian and staying out of trouble. So, look, my advice to people is that it is completely legal. Don't publish any of your videos until they are completely convicted and gone through the system, and make $1 million for yourself as a YouTuber. It's completely legal.
Rich, thank you so much for joining us. I mean, it's certainly not a job for the faint-hearted, but I mean, there's people out there that need to do it, of course. So, thank you so much for doing what you did and spending some time with us.
Pleasure.
God, this is hard. This is really hard, Ben and Belle. It's something that's plagued the nation for years. It seems like it's been even more rampant in the last year or so. I just didn't expect it to hit so close to home. Not under my roof, It's my wife, Sarah. I came home from the gym yesterday, and I caught her red-handed. She's on the ice. Addicted to ice. It's all she talks about. All she thinks about is getting her next bag of ice for her ice baths.
Okay.
She's an ice bather.
I didn't think she had it in her.
Neither did I. Honestly, it's come out of nowhere. She's talking about the Wim Hof breathing technique whilst we're driving around. It's the whole kit and caboodle.
What does the parents think?
I haven't told them. I haven't the heart. I haven't the heart. And I sincerely hope they're not listening to the radio.
Is she doing any extreme sport or anything?
No, I mean, she goes to the gym, but she's like a proper ice bather. She's like, oh, it's better than a morning coffee. I'm like, sure it is. Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, it's that whole thing that if you have that, if you have the ice, then you don't need your coffee.
Yeah, it looks really comfortable. It's one of those ones that are like $60 online as well. So it's like a small rubber tub that she just sort of submerges herself in the middle of winter. Oh, it's great. It decreases inflammation. Come in. No, I'm all right. I'll just have my hot shower. Thanks. That's okay. I'm just going to stay out here.
Has she actually done it? Because to me, the ice bath in theory is a good idea. But to actually apply yourself and to get into the icy cold water.
So this is the thing. There has only been 2 ice baths, as far as I'm being told. And I must admit, it does sort of feel like potentially we could just have an ice bath sitting, because I said, do you take it down? Like, do we put it in the garden shed? And she's like, oh, no, it just sort of stays there. And then you change the water every now and then.
No. I think the idea is you pop it up, you fill it up, you get in, and then you take it down and you store it.
Well, it really depends on how often she's ice bathing. Because if she's doing it every day, leave it there. But if you're doing it once a week, you can probably put it away.
Well, she's making it sound like she's got to trigger the blood flow to her core like every morning, and she's got to get in there. And I'm locked in now. I'm married to an ice bather.
I would love to know, 13, 24, 10, are you with an ice bather?
Yeah.
Like, are you with someone who is religiously getting in the ice bath?
Maybe it's starting to just blow out a bit. You know, they're like doing like 5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah. All right, 13, 24, 10. Are you married to an ice bather?
Yeah, maybe some tips on just how to handle the whole situation. Nick in Sydney has given us a buzz. Your partner also doing the same thing?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
we're all about it now.
Oh, you're involved as well.
Yeah, me and her.
Oh,
So,
hang on. Who started it, Nick?
Let me see. It was my wife's idea, and then we were going to go and get one of those inflatable ones like you were talking about, but we ended up with a freezer.
Like a deep freezer.
Oh, the dead body freezer one.
Chest
freezer.
freezer.
A dead body freezer, chest freezer, exactly. Yeah. And then that, then it's ready to go all the time.
And what I'm hearing here, Nick, is that I'm probably a month away from getting my arm twisted and getting hooked on the ice baths.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying? Are you trying to tell me that I'm going to be doing ultra marathons at the end of the year? Is that what you're saying to me?
I don't even know about that, but you might be very cold in the mornings and it will take you a while to warm yourself up.
Nick, do you and your partner work out heaps, or is it just to wake you up?
It's I don't know. Look, there's a whole bunch of documentation about it, but we're into it. And we do miss it. Like a coffee in the morning. Like you do get somewhat addicted to it.
See, they're very convincing.
At the moment.
You hear this? The ice bather's like, do it, man. Do it. Like, come join us.
Yeah.
Nick,
I'll get involved.
Nick, be honest with me, mate. Did Joe Rogan get her onto it?
No, it was Andrew Huberman, but
So
the same sort of thing.
Yeah, that's the same one that got my wife, that Huberman. Yeah, he's got a few answers.
He's a good dealer.
He's got a few answers I need.
Huberman.
Yeah, Huberman will get you. You listen to that pod, you'll be freezing your ass off every
Nick,
morning.
Thank you very much. I was so excited when I heard the news that he's back. Yep, that's right. Eminem is back. Now, I'm a big Eminem fan. I listen to most of his albums. They're not all great. That's the thing with Eminem. Recently, he's done some stuff that's not so good, like Kamikaze 2017. I love that album. That was a really,
Is that the
really
one
good
with
album.
Kill Shot on it?
I don't think Kill Shot was on. I think Kill Shot was a single diss track at Machine Gun Kelly, but it was around that time.
Yeah.
And then he did some rubbish in 2020.
There was a bit of garbage.
There's a bit of garbage in there.
Okay. And to be fair, he's done enough where he can just. He's got the classics there. He's got the back catalogue.
Yep.
He doesn't even really need to be making music anymore, so everything we're getting at this point is a privilege.
Yep. But he has dropped a brand new song on Friday. If you haven't heard it, it's called Houdini. Here's a little taste.
But I'm glad to be back like abracadabra. And for my last trick, I'm about to reach in my back like
And it's a return to form for Eminem. And the whole idea for this new album that he's dropping is he's killing Slim Shady. So, of course, Slim Shady, iconic for having the short blonde hair. He's doing one more album as Slim Shady, and then he's killing off the character.
Yeah, right. I've seen the film clip for that Houdini song. It's actually really good. What's his name at the end? Who's Pete Davidson?
Yes.
Who lost his license. He jumps in and drives the end. He's like, don't worry, I'm a good driver. I got my license back, and crashes the Lamborghini.
If you haven't watched the film clip, definitely recommend it. But one of the things everybody's talking about is one of the lyrics at the end of the song. I've got it here. I'll read you the lyrics because he raps quite fast. You might miss it. But he says, "You can all S my D. In fact...
Language?
In fact, F them, F Dre, F Jimmy, F me, F you, F my own kids.
Right.
They're all brats." Remember when he used to rap about Haley all the time?
I know you love your mom. I know you miss your dad. I'm trying to give you...
And he was like, I'll give you everything. You're my life.
Yeah, and then he did, and then they turned into brats. This is a bit of the song here.
You can also my dick. In fact, them, Dre, Jimmy, me, you. My own kids, the brats.
Well, Also, shout out to whoever had to censor that song.
Yeah, that's a slog. That is an absolute slog.
13, 24, 10. Brutally honest dads. I mean, Eminem, yeah, he's Eminem. He's Slim Shady, but he's still a dad, and he's just being honest, saying, yeah, my kids are brats.
Yeah, Haley, you know, you're just a bit of a brat. And like you probably would be if your dad's Eminem, right?
Totally.
13, 24, 10. Vanessa joins us now in Sydney. Have you got a brutally honest dad?
I do have a brutally honest dad. My dad loves to remind me every time I walk out of the house, I don't dress girly enough. So if I walk out and I'm in jeans and Converse, he'll like look me up and down and go, Ness, like, you're never going to find a husband like that. Like, put on a skirt, put on some boots.
Oh,
Why do you wear
Vanessa.
those stupid Converse? Well, I mean, it works. I mean, I don't have a boyfriend now, but like, it's not because of him. So,
Yeah, right.
Living in the 18th century.
Yeah, it does. That does seem a little old school for sure. And look,
Yeah.
I'm sure Vanessa, you sound lovely, and I'm sure there's lots of guys out there that like a bit of Converse and jeans action. I mean, that's quite a standard thing for
Totally.
anyone to wear.
You don't have to
I think,
show a
yeah.
bit of ankle now. Like, come on.
Vanessa, thank you very much for sharing. If you have got a brutally honest dad, 13, 24, 10, give us a buzz. I remember my dad, I was playing golf with him. Dad's pretty handy at golf. And I said, you're pretty good at golf, Dad. He said, yeah, I could have gone pro if I didn't have you kids.
Oh,
Is that a brutally honest dad or just like a lying dad?
To be honest, my dad's kind of in the same boat. He had a band in the 90s and he always goes on about like that was like his successful days. And
Yep.
like he would have shot to stardom if he didn't go, you know what, I'll have kids.
Maybe side note, we could do 13, 24, 10. Like, what's your dad's tall tale?
Yeah.
Like, my dad's always like, oh, Triple J played us and I could have had it, but I had you.
Jess in Melbourne, good evening. You've got a brutally honest dad.
Yeah, I do. There's a few things he said, but the one that stands out the most is when I failed my learner's test, and he said, "Oh well, I knew you were going to do it anyway because L is for loser." Like,
What? L is for loser, like you. And have we got a good relationship with Dad, or we don't talk that much, or?
no, we are pretty good. I get along with him. We have a good banter here and there, mostly at my expense. But you know.
Yeah. Dude sounds brutal, for sure. Yeah.
I'm
16, please, Dad. All my friends can drive. It's all I've ever wanted. Nah, you're a loser. Okay, you're a loser.
I think mushroom risotto.
I reckon fish fingers.
Bangers and mash.
Winner, pick their dinner.
Will we find a winner tonight? Daniel and Adelaide, how you doing?
Not too bad. Yourself, guys?
Yeah, we're well. We're about to call a random Australian to see what they're having for dinner. What do you think they're going to be having tonight?
I'm thought about it. I'm going to go with a chicken schnitzel.
A chicken schnitzel. It's honest. Would we accept Parmigiana, guys, or do we think we have to lock in?
No.
No, they're different things.
The different things. So, what, you want schnitzel 100% or Parmigiana?
Oh, that's tough now. Let's go to schnitzel.
Schnitzel it is. Schnitzel it is. Okay, we're calling the number now. If they're having schnitzel, we're paying for your dinner tonight, Daniel.
Hello?
Oh, hi, it's Liam here from Nova. How are you?
Oh, good, thank you.
Good. What are you having for dinner tonight?
Yeah, casserole from last night.
Casserole wasn't the answer we were looking for tonight on Winner Pick Their Dinner. Daniel was hoping you were going to be having some schnitzel. Yeah. No, you would. To be fair, friend, you wouldn't have won anything if you were having schnitzel. Daniel just would have got his dinner paid.
But we appreciate your spirit. You enjoy that leftover casserole. And Daniel, mate, thanks for playing.
Beautiful. Thank you very much, guys.
No worries, mate.
Oh man, that's like losing in two ways, like not getting it and having to have casserole for dinner.
Very Monday vibe, though. I like it.
Yeah, Monday casserole. All right, we play again next week.
What's your phone background? Right now, if you unlock your phone, what is your background? 13, 24, 10. Ben, Liam, is this picture as my phone background appropriate or inappropriate?
That's inappropriate, I think.
I think that's, at first glance, inappropriate, but then I think at second glance, it's appropriate.
Yeah?
But it's on the line, Bill. Definitely
on the line.
Can you
Okay.
explain?
Okay, you know what? Liam, you describe it.
Okay, this is Belle's partner, Christian. He's looked after himself. He's a fit rooster, but it's him shirtless on an exercise bike. It's an interesting shot.
He's quite veiny. His arms are quite veiny.
His veins in his head.
Yeah, he's got shorts on. Just so you know.
He's got short shorts on, and yeah, at first glance it's black and white, so it kind of looks like it kind of looks inappropriate because he's kind of hunched over and he looks naked.
Why can't you just do like a nice photo of you together, both clothed?
Because he looks freaking hot in this. Are you serious? Look at that.
I feel like the worry there, though, is someone at work will see it. That's higher up.
Sort of seems a bit like,
So
what?
that happened today, actually. We were sitting with our boss, Sarah, today, and this is what made me kind of question it because she was sitting next to me as we were just in a meeting, and I unlocked my phone to check the time, and then I realized that she looked over and then quickly glanced back, and she kind of like kind of laughed a little bit, but was like, ooh. And I just looked at her and went,
Yeah.
and then I thought, okay, if I've got to apologise for people seeing my phone and I feel uncomfortable, maybe it's not okay.
It's just don't lead with it. You know what I mean? Like it's like it doesn't have to be like.
But it looks so good.
Oh, and that's great. And you can have it, inside the phone. I think in the gallery.
I would say, though, it's better than producer Andy's phone screensaver of his car.
Yeah, what is with that, man? You have a wife. You have a wife. Put a photo of your wife there.
Jake joins us now, who's in Melbourne. Good evening, Jake. What's your phone background?
So I've got a fair few with my background. I've got about 20-something photos on there.
Mm-hmm.
All of them, except for one, are all good. Like some of them are my dog, a couple of views I've got while travelling, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's just one that's a bit of a curveball. My partner in a particular position, and anytime someone grabs my phone, normally it pops up, and as they're all changing, it's always a curveball to know which one's going to come up. It's kind of a risky game, and I kind of just roll the dice all the time.
Yeah, so you've got it on the setting where every time you unlock it, it will change what your background is, and that's a fun roulette to play.
Wow. I mean, why would you?
Yeah. So when the mother-in-law grabbed my phone, it was a great conversation I had with that one.
Jake, how explicit are we talking? Can you tell me the position?
Well, it's a great yoga position. It's very good.
I don't even know what that is.
What did you say? What did you say at the end?
It's a good point of view.
Yeah, I believe I've only done Pilates and yoga one time, but I remember I found downward dog pretty hard.
Yeah, but is it from the back or the front?
I would say it's from the back.
Yeah, he said it's got a good view.
All right. Well, look. Hey.
I mean, who is doing that? That's psychopathic, Jake.
13 24 10. What's your phone background? And look, we don't care if it's your dog or your partner. We want something a little bit fun.
Unless your partner's in downward dog.
Yeah. Okay. Fine.
13 24 10. What's your phone background? Earlier in the show, we were talking about they stole what? Because there was a thief who stole how many Pringles?
Yeah, he went to 17 different stores and stole all their Pringles.
That's a lot of Pringles.
Yeah, and he did tell the police, once you pop, you can't stop. That was actually his defense. But yeah, that's funny. I mean, I'd prefer that than like your car or your TV or something. Christine and Adelaide, they stole what?
They stole my dad's ashes.
Oh.
In your house?
In the house, yeah.
That's
they were in the house.
Bad. Were they in like a nice urn or something?
No, they'd just not long come back from the funeral parlour. So they were still in like the container, and it was all wrapped in brown paper up in my mum's wardrobe. And when they broke in, they thought something was in there, and then they stole them, and
Right. Okay, because I was going to say, if they
horrible.
knew exactly where it was, maybe, I don't know if you had like some family drama and like a cousin really wanted them or something, but
Also, I feel like that's one of those ones where if you break into a house, something wrapped in a brown paper bag, you take it, you go back to your lair.
Den.
Or den, wherever you...
Your crime den.
Your crime den.
Yeah.
Unwrap it. It's someone's ashes. Surely you just go and put that in the letterbox.
Yeah, well, yeah, be a decent enough human. I haven't scattered ashes myself, so I don't know how similar it looks, but if you're saying something wrapped up and it's sort of in different bags, could it look like a narcotic, like a powder?
it's not like white. They're like grey.
Yeah,
Right,
like
okay.
the tubs, and then it says like ashes.
Right.
It's like a
Someone's
label.
in here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or they could be thinking this is a dirty narcotic. You know what I mean? I
Yeah,
don't know.
maybe. Christine, thank you so much for your call. Sherry joins us now. Good evening. They stole what?
Hi. We were at my favourite Indian restaurant, and there was about 10 of us, and my ex-mother-in-law decided to steal the screw and nut one off of each menu at the table, just in case she could use a screw and nut one day.
Oh, wow. So you know the perp. Wow.
Yeah, right.
Oh, so you were there, and then while you were there, she stole it.
Yes, because the menus are held together with the nut and
That's
bolt, and she took it. Yeah.
Gee whiz. I mean, you probably don't feel comfortable saying the restaurant, but I've frequented many Indian restaurants in Adelaide. What is your favourite one, Jerry?
Ruby Raja, Tea Tree Gully.
Yeah, mate. yeah, it was there a couple of months ago. Yeah, no, it's very good. Yeah, good menus as well. I can see why you stole the screw and nut. No, that's a great spot. Tom, tell us, they stole what?
Yeah, so bit of a bad one on my part. I was supposed to be house sitting the grandparents' house, and I turned up there one day, see someone running the house. I'm like, oh, shit. And nothing appeared to be missing. They just stole his glass eye collection.
His
and
glass?
he needed them.
Of course. But you don't keep glass eyes without needing them. So
Exactly.
and did you get a glance at the culprit? Were they missing an eye?
I didn't see enough. All I know is the next day I had to call my granddad, and that's the worst conversation I've ever had.
Oh,
mate, your eyes are gone.
Did he collect them because obviously he needed it and he just had
Are they
different
worth
colours?
a lot?
I couldn't tell you what they're worth. I just know he wasn't the happiest when I told him they weren't there anymore.
Yeah, that sucks, man. You should have tried to replace them with some marbles and a bit of paint. You know, he's old enough, he probably wouldn't have realised, you know.
I don't think we're going to beat glass eye collection. We're stopping it there.
That's insane.
That's wild, Tom. Thank you.
For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au.